Ladies and gentlemen, Synergy Theater and Freestyle Repertory Theater present Right Away. It's a show, it's a jam, it's the best of both worlds, and it's happening right away. And now for your video conundrum, it's your host, Alex Rowe. Welcome everyone to Right Away. I am Alex Rowe, actor, writer, New York dweller, and artistic director of the Metropolitan Playhouse, coming to you live from Gotham. Delighted to see you. Tonight's show, Right Away, is a co-production of Freestyle Repertory Theater in New York City and Synergy Theater all the way over in Walnut Creek, California. Two companies separated by a continent and united in the belief that improvisation is an important, vital, and entertaining theatrical art form. Every month is a holiday month at Right Away. December, of course, no exception. We celebrate the joys of improv with the gift of imagination, wrapped up in spontaneous writing and shared indiscriminately with anyone who gets in the way when we hear our work aloud, fresh and unfiltered, in the voice of actors who are making it up just like we are. Here's the drill. We have 4 playwrights this evening, or this afternoon, or this morning, depending on where you're watching from. They will have 45 minutes to write a brand new play based on a suggestion from you, our viewing audience. While they're off toiling away, everyone in the audience is invited to play some improv writing games with me, your host. You'll probably want to use a sheet of paper and a pen or pencil if you're a merciless editor with an eraser, or on another screen even if you're so equipped, so you can check in on the colorful graphics on this screen while you're writing. After each game, we'll hear as many of you as we can, and as wish to share your work, when you read what you wrote. I encourage you all to volunteer without even considering whether what you wrote is good. It's all good. It's just fun to hear how many different directions everyone's writing goes, as you will soon see. After 45 minutes of our wild rumpus, the playwrights will return, cast, and introduce us to the world premiere writing of their new work. A few guidelines before we introduce those playwrights. For those of you who are participating right now via Zoom, thank you so much for having muted your microphones and turning off your videos. We will soon ask you to turn them right back on when we start what we call the writing jam. I'll invite you to turn those on, and we'd love it if you do. However, this show, as you realize, is streaming live both on YouTube and Facebook. So when your video is on, you are on, and you might be seen by more people than are here in the Zoom right now. If you happen to be, say, a vampire and you don't show up on video at all, well, we understand that you'll be participating anonymously, but I hope you will participate. And nearly 4 years of experience bear out that the more of us who turn our cameras on, the more we see each other, the more we support each other, laughing, clapping, giving the thumbs up, and the more fun it is. Now, finally, open up the chat feature on your Zoom if you have not already. That is the way that we generate suggestions for the playwrights and share ideas with one another. You'll find that chat at the bottom center of your screen, as we will be using that chat feature to get the suggestions that inspire the playwrights. Speaking of the same, here are tonight's intrepid writers. They are Laura Livingston. Laura is artistic director of Freestyle Repertory Theater. She's written a series of plays responding to classic works of American literature, which we were very proud to present and help produce at Metropolitan Playhouse in New York City. She will be directing a new one-act for the Black Box series at Gallery Players of Park Slope in Brooklyn in January. And Romeo and Juliet, also at Gallery, opening in early March, as well as Macbeth, starring all 4th graders at PS 29. Hello, Laura.
Hello, Alex. I just want to make it just a little adjustment. It's starring all the 1st graders of PS 29, the Scottish play. Yeah, they're all 1st graders in that one.
Gosh, I don't even know what I said. Do you find that
I think you said all the graduate students, but
all the alumni of PS 29 are going to come and play Birnam Wood in the play that dare not be named. Laura, what are you looking forward to for Christmas? Or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or the holidays as you're spending them? Are you spending them in town? What's up?
Well, what I'm looking forward to for Christmas is everyone all at once taking a day off. That would be so great to just like look at pretty lights and be quiet for a little bit. I enjoy that in New York City.
Gosh, unheard of.
I know.
Will happen. That'll be our Christmas wish.
Yeah.
Let's introduce our second playwright, our next playwright, shall I say. That playwright is Laura Valpy, a longtime member of Freestyle Repertory Theater, who appears regularly in family theater sports at the very same Gallery Players in Brooklyn. Laura Valpy, do you appear with alumni of PS 29? Do you appear with first?
You'd be surprised how many we do appear with. Absolutely. The
Oh,
beauty of improv, especially in our shows, is that we can cast right on the spot. It's really we have so much talent of so many ages.
do you have a special holiday wish?
I have so many holiday wishes. I have so many. We're traveling for Christmas. We're going to go back and see my family, and there's going to be a bunch of kids running around, a lot of cousin time. I'm looking forward to being together.
Is that a long trip? You don't have to tell us where you're going. We won't stalk you, but
No,
is
it's
it
all
a
right.
long-
I'm going to Seattle. We're used to it. Some people say, "Oh my gosh, so far," but
Oh my gosh,
like
how
nothing for us. So yeah, it's easy.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
happy travels then. I wish
Thank
you
you.
partying
Thank
down.
you.
That'd be great. Next up, I'm going to invite Jenny King, a writer, actor, and educator who teaches for Baylor University and is a staff writer at, correct me if I say this incorrectly, Relark, where she has written over 800 scenes for acting reels.
Hello.
800 scenes.
Yeah, so many.
Gosh, that's a lot. Jenny, would you explain to the studio audience who may not know what an acting reel is?
Sure. So, if you want to get the best auditions for film and TV, they want to see that you've done things. They want to see you in a scene on a real set with nice cameras. But the conundrum becomes then, how do you get those jobs to get the scenes if you don't have the scenes? So your acting reel is scenes of you acting in various either short films you've done or commercials or whatever. Sometimes you hire a company to make the acting reel for you, like Relark.
So will we be able to use tonight's sections of tonight for an acting reel, do you think?
Possibly. I like to get pretty silly with these scripts, so we'll see.
Perfect. That's my brand as a struggling actor. I'm all for
Heavy
it.
on the silly.
Thank you so much. All right. Our fourth playwright, thanks, Jenny, is Hortense Gerardo, a playwright and anthropologist currently exploring the poetics of human and machine learning interaction. I should put that differently. Poetics of human and machine learning interaction as a director of anthropology, performance, and technology, or APT, in the program at the University of California, San Diego. You can get a little more info if you would visit hortensegerardo.com, spelled just like it sounds. Hortense, I want to know what time it is where you are.
It is 2:31 p.m. local time here in Bora Bora.
Hortense is coming all the way to us, audience, from Bora Bora, a place some of you may not have realized was a place. So exciting! What are the holidays in Bora Bora? Is there any special celebration right now?
Nothing other than the celebration of daily life in paradise.
That sounds like right away to me. Okay, let's bring the rest of the playwrights right back onto the screen. And audience, if you have not already, we're going to need you. Open up your chat feature, because that's how you're going to help us get each playwright going. And each playwright will now ask for a suggestion to kickstart their play. When you do, if you have an idea, you'll write it in the chat. And writers, please be sure to read the suggestions as they come in back to the audience so they know what there's there as you pick. In order of appearance, may I ask Laura Livingston to ask for a suggestion?
Yes, you may. In the last week or week and a half, I've been doing a lot of performing under a lot of different circumstances with um doing a lot of improv, all of very differing circumstances. And I've been doing improv for a really long time. And sometimes I find for no particular reason, I suddenly have stage fright. And so that's what I would like to get. What is something else that suddenly sometimes a person, not like somebody breaking into your house, that would be frightening all the time, but something that kind of sometimes hits people. Oh, babies. Babies is one of somebody's offering that. Something that suddenly frightens people, maybe. Being quiet altogether in Bora Bora could be terrifying. And that does not come from Hortense. Spider, sure. Let's see. I think somebody's typing. Can I tell that? Yeah. Sporks. Falling down the subway stairs suddenly might be terrifying. Failure, of course. Failure. All right. I'm going to go for sporks because I'm absolutely right. Fire in the hole. Yeah, that would be scary. I'm going to say sporks because that's the one that just strikes me blank right now.
I have a cold chill running up my spine, but I'm going to hand over to Laura Valpy to deliver. Laura, what would you like as a suggestion for your?
Oh, here's my idea for a question. So, this time of year, it's almost the winter solstice when the light is then going to finally start coming back. So, what is something that you would like back or you would like to come back? Perhaps sporks. Perhaps you like more sporks. The 80s. I know, right? Like with the hair and everything, no cellulite. Yeah, I'd like to come back the absence of cellulite. Disco. Nice.
Democracy.
It could be an object that maybe you lost at some point. I don't know. These are fabulous. I'll give it one more moment in case there's anything else.
You saw democracy and
All right. Oh, I saw democracy. Thank you so much. Innocence, exactly. First grade teacher. First equals grade teacher. First grade teacher. Interesting. My first day of high school. Meeting again then. Oh, I love that. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with the first grade teacher, whether meeting again or yeah, first grade teacher is my suggestion. Thank you.
I'm a little uneasy about my first grade teacher, but I love my second grade teacher. Just sharing with the world. Jenny King, have you a prompt to ask for to kickstart your play?
Yes, in honor of the holiday season, I would like suggestions for an unorthodox ornament you might find on a Christmas tree. Some might say you might be surprised to find it on the Christmas tree. Tadpole, great, excellent suggestion right off the bat. A radiator cap, barbecue chicken wing, tortellini. Okay, we're leaning food. We're all hungry. Homunculus. I'd have to Google that. I'm sorry. Rest. Star Trek Captain Kirk. Okay, wow. There's a lot of great ones here. Oh my gosh. Embarrassment of riches. I think a shower squeegee, also very good. I think just because it hit me so well right to start with, I'm going to go with tadpole.
Wow. Ornamental tadpole. Finally, Hortense, how would you like to get your play rolling?
So in honor of my just coming back from snorkeling and seeing some amazing aquatic life, I would like suggestions on aquatic creatures.
Tadpole.
So urchin, oysters, eel, whelks, salmon, manta ray, goldfish. Okay, I think, because I'm also hungry, and I'm also a little scared of them. How about eel? I think I'll go with eel.
I'm afraid
Thank
of
you.
many of the things I eat, I have to admit, but I don't eat a lot of the things I'm afraid of. So before we send them off to do their darndest with these wonderful suggestions, writers, would you please remind us, maybe in the order you got them, of the suggestion that's going to kick your play into motion?
I asked for something that can kind of unexpectedly return to scare you, and I took sporks.
My suggestion is first grade teacher.
My unorthodox Christmas ornament is a tadpole.
And I asked for an aquatic creature and I chose eel.
Not a Christmas ball, oddly. Well, we're going to send you away in just a couple moments for 45 minutes, but do keep an eye out for texts because every so often we'll send you some time reminders and also some wrenches to muck up the works of your show. But remember, whatever you write, it will be right. 1, 2, you know what to do right away. They are gone. That's the 45-minute timer. Everyone else, if you wish, come on back in. They've got their video and sound off, we imagine, tuning us right out. So let me invite you to turn your video on. Wave hello, 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 hello. And if you haven't already, grab a little paper, a pen and pencil, or anything you would like to do some writing, some experimental writing on. Everyone, hello, Scylla. Hello, Pinky and Julia, Pamela, Karen, Lori. Those are the ones I see. And I know some of you will be keeping your videos off, but you're welcome to participate in what's going to be sort of a bunch of fun games. Remember, of course, we are streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Always an important reminder. You're more than welcome to participate anonymously. We'd love to see anyone who wants to join. And you do have options for how you see us during this. If you move your cursor to the upper right of your screen, which I'm going to suggest is up here. Nope, it's up here, the way I'm turned anyway. You can try gallery view or speaker view. It will not affect what the rest of us see. And let's start the jam. A little reminder for those of you who haven't done it for a while, or maybe never at all, improv is all about spontaneity. Supporting one another's creativity is the other side of it. So if you've never done it before, those are the secrets. It can be boiled down to 2 rules. 1, you may have heard before, say yes. Yes to your ideas, yes to your partners, yes to whatever comes up. And second rule, make that partner look good. That partner is yourself in many of these cases. But you're in your writing, say yes to your first idea and go with it. Volunteer to read without deciding whether it's any good, because it will definitely be good. And when others are reading, we'll keep your video on so you can support them if you're comfortable with that and support them all the way through. It also helps me while you're writing so I can get an idea for when to interrupt or not. So let's start with the jam. I'm going to ask the folks who are now on, if you are willing, Scylla, Lori, Karen, Julia, Pamela, to participate in a little warm-up game. It'll be a little easier if you all are up for it. This is a game called One Word Story. It's a word at a time story. And so in this order, if you can, Scylla, Lori, Karen, Julia, Pamela, turn those microphones on. And we're going to tell a story. Remember this order: Scylla, Lori, Karen, Julia, Pamela. Scylla first. What's the first word of the story?
T-H-E.
The first
Time.
Hi.
Pamela.
Spritzed,
Scylla.
spritzed.
Scylla, your word.
Hair.
Lori.
pray,
On.
Karen.
On.
Julia. The first time I spritz hair on. Don't think.
Hairspray.
My,
The first time I spritzed hair on my
Ray,
Pamela.
Oh, Brain, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm after Julia.
Brain.
Brain. Yeah.
Stella.
Brain.
uh, the first time I spritz. So what's
Hair
the
on my-
sentence now?
The first time I hit spritz hair on my brain.
I
I, Lori,
felt,
felt.
felt.
Horrific.
That's a story right there. Congratulations. I always wanted to try it. You were victims. That's our warm-up game. We are 5 minutes in. So here is game one for everyone who wants to write. Thank you so much for indulging that little bit of madness. But that's how it works. No bad ideas. And I would feel terrific the first time I spritz hair on my brain. That's, whatever we said. Game one. Game one is in honor of some birthday honorees if you want them. It's a very exciting day. The following people happen to be born on December 16th, and you can use these as inspiration if you want, writers. Does not have to be only the 5 people who just participated. Anybody who wants to write, giving you a chance to look over that list. But a brief writing game called My Philosophy. How would you define a philosophy? What do we think? Is it a declaration of a principle? Is it based on justifications? Is it leading to a conclusion? Starting in a few seconds, you don't have to answer these questions. These are all just prompts. Write My Philosophy. And if you want to use one of these birthday celebrants, feel free. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to write My Philosophy.
Alec,
Hi.
hi. For those of us that aren't showing our face, can we still participate?
Oh my gosh, of course. I'm sorry if that wasn't clear. I'm counting on you to participate.
Okay.
I hope you've been writing right away. We're going to give it another minute. Pretty much I'm seeing people dutifully write, so I'm just about 15 seconds. So we're going to have to want to draw those philosophies to their argumentative conclusion. Okay, I'm looking for people to look up. We have a company of Boethius. And let me welcome you all back. You can keep writing, those of you who are finishing up, because we also want to make a suggestion for the writers and the playwrights. So I'm going to send them a text in a minute, and that text is going to need to have a suggestion for their play. So right now, everyone, before we read these philosophies, what would you like? I'd like to have a sound effect that the playwrights who are off screen need to include in their 45-minute in their play. Just type into the chat some sound effects. A honking horn, very good. Wind. Other suggestions for the playwrights? Loud gasps, whistle. Trumpet sounds, squishy mud between toes. Any more? I'm going to throw them a kind of arbitrary sense as we give them their 10-minute warning. Loud gasps, which will have to in some way become a part of their play. SFX, loud gasp is what I am typing, and they will incorporate that into their plays if they know it's good for them. Now, before we get on to the next game, I'd love to hear some philosophies. I was so impressed at how diligently we've come up with them. Who'd like to start? Anyone, either on screen or off? Just raise your hand virtually or actually. Who's got a philosophy for us?
I will do
Admiral
it.
Brown.
Okay, my philosophy. Love of Sophie has moved me to tears, to heights and lows, for Sophie is not easily won or even found. In some countries, Sophie's a goddess. In others, she's a mountain. In one tiny little island, usually left off the map, she's a sofa. The file o Sophie is an Irish word for amorous pursuit of knowledge, according to the lexicon. But I see it as a declaration of love for a mountain, a goddess, and a couch. All good things, desiring to be filled. Ah, Phil is in love with Sophie. I read it on a tree.
Most excellent. A philosophical explication, if ever I heard one. Have we another philosophy? I want to hear as many as we can before we get to the next experiment.
I'll go.
Please
Janella.
do.
My philosophy is life is absurd, no definite meaning, tough at times, fun at times, and we should play it as a good, decent person. Why? So that we all can relax, enjoy, and get along and die in peace.
Very clear and embracing an ecumenical philosophy. Any more? Your own or that? Yes, indeed. Let's hear it, Celia.
Okay. So my philosophy is to live life to the fullest and keep open, vulnerable, and healthy. Don't tell lies unless you need to save someone's feelings. Sometimes family is something you choose and not something you were born into.
Very, very nice. Good instructions. I love a point-by-point sort of philosophy. Anyone else like to? Karen, Laura, anyone off screen? Let's do it. Well, you're on my screen, Lori. Let's start with you.
Okay. May I give you I didn't get to a philosophy until the very end after we ran out of time because anyway, I used one of the people on the birthday list who I shall not name. Okay. During the years I spent studying indigenous cultures in far-flung places, I always kept an eye and ear open for people's secrets, the things they'd whisper to each other, thinking that neither I nor my colleagues had studied their languages before descending upon them. When it came to matters of their sexual lives and practices, we scholars were especially attentive not only to whispers, but to facial expressions and gestures. It never occurred to me at the time, however, that our readers, especially undergraduates, might take things literally. For example, years later, so-and-so, I can't think of his name, at American Museum of Natural History, told me of having received a phone call from a female undergrad taking Introduction to Anthropology, asking if sleep with meant screwing or really just sleeping. That silly, literal thinking girl got me to realize the importance of being incontrovertibly clear in my work. Hence, my subsequent books spelled out screwing.
So I can guess that that was Benny Anderson of ABBA.
That's it. You got it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Pretty sure that's who that was. Karen, would you like to share a philosophy?
Sure, sure. I did I don't know, not one of the lists, but I did Julia Child's.
Marvelous.
Life is for savoring and relishing. One must take a fear and see it as an opportunity to grow and expand. It's only when one is truly passionate about an activity that they can tackle a challenge and share their enthusiasm with the world. True love is the foundation for a wondrously grand and adventurous life. Now's the time to seize the day.
Oh, ideal philosophies. I love what different forms these took too. I had no idea how people would embrace this particular project, but really, really exciting. Thank you so much. Before we go to our next game together, because I don't want to interrupt it, we have a raised hand.
That's my philosophy.
Ah, okay. Here we have one more philosophy before we run out of time.
Okay. My philosophy is to spray hair on my brain every morning. Sometimes curly, sometimes frizzy, sometimes straight, and sometimes quite bald.
And hirsute philosophy, a philosophy that derived from, as they say, lived experience. Most marvelous. We should move on to the next game. And before we do, I would like a suggestion in the chat from anyone can participate, of course, whether you want to read your writing or not, of a stage direction. And remember, stage direction can be a movement. It can be something that happens on stage. It can be an effect of some sort. Some stage direction that the authors will have to incorporate into their play. And I'm going to send it to them in a few minutes, but I wanted not to interrupt the flow of our next thing to get this. Something that happens. Drop a coffee cup on the floor, freeze, and then bolt off stage. A character freezes and then bolts off stage. Bathtub falls from the ceiling. A character trips over the couch. Any other stage directions? Oh, cast cries in unison. Yeah, there will be another chance perhaps for that one. Suddenly, gravity disappears. Very, very, very inspiring, all of these. I'm going to try a character freezes and then bolts off stage. We will send that to them in a couple minutes, but I won't interrupt you all while we do it. So let me just write this in. Our next game for your writing enjoyment. This is a monologue. I just want to ask anyone, you can say this verbally, what sticks out to you about your dreams? I mean, not a particular thing, but is there a particular quality, quality of light, a feeling?
Architecture.
Architecture, nice.
I don't have them. What does that mean?
A dream in which you imagine, I'm guessing, the world around you, the space around you, the constructed environment, Julia?
Yes, for some reason, my dreams have interesting and elaborate buildings and gardens and structures of all types. I don't know why.
Nice. Some people, I think, the feeling is prominent. Somehow, like, terror or contentment or satisfaction. I just want to get you thinking about dreams, because the next game is a monologue of a dream. I would suggest you might start with a feeling and explore it of your dream.
Alex, is it in the dream, like the dreamer's speaking, or is it about the dream? Either way.
You tell me.
Okay.
And give that one a shot. A dream. And let's wrap them up in 1 minute so that we all have time to read, as many people have time to read as wish. Okay, when you're ready to wake up, who has got a dream to recount? Anyone on screen or off screen? We're gonna have to ring an alarm. Time for work. Pamela, have you one to share? You have a dreamy look.
Uh, well, I think you'll get what it's about. You get the idea. Oh, what a vision I had of oranges falling through the window onto my bed and filling up the bedroom, rolling over the bed and edging out into the bathroom. The oranges were alive, each one full of little hands, and everything they touched, they grabbed. They grabbed hold of the lost sock and the discarded book and the glasses, and my shoes, and the oranges ran like a Roman triumph, holding these things above them. Raced through the house, an orange avalanche, and bore me along on their powerful citrus current, down to the street where cars were piling up, and honking wildly as their tires squashed the oranges on the street with a fragrant stream of juice and dirt. And everyone laughed today. We don't have to go to work. And I was glad I alone knew how to swim on oranges, in oranges. I liked it, and I do like it, for I was born in Florida, the Sunshine State.
I had that dream last night. Marvelous dream. Who else would like to share a dream? What a tasty and evocative dream.
Janella will go.
Janella, hello. Yes, let's hear your dream.
I turn around and there's Larry David. He says he wants to live with me. We are so happy and we die in each other's arms. In heaven, we write jokes for Noel Coward and everyone else on that list. Larry loves my cellulite and calls me his varicose Venus. Oy vey, I say. The end. Quite a dream, huh?
Larry.
Wake up. I love a dream of curbed enthusiasm. Anyone else like to share a dream of theirs? It doesn't have to be a real dream, obviously. The dream effort. Dreams are maybe too personal. I often think that writing a play is like exploring a dream and giving your imagination a license.
So it's hard to write fast enough.
It is.
So I can try something, but is it okay? I'll read what
Everything is okay.
Okay. All right. We had fought, then drifted apart so far and so long that the fight was a distant glint on the horizon. Yet it was Friday night, 10 hours before our families would be arriving to sit in the heat, sweating through life advice and honorary degrees. I knew everything depended on finding her. I ran down the road, peering through the thick rain, calling till my tears and the drops were all combined on my face. Then waking and realizing that it would be all right, that she and I would both be there the next morning, that all was forgiven, and we would both get to go to the next step.
Such a different conceptually, there's such three very different worlds already evoked by this. Even if the architecture to me was opaque in that one. Other dreams? Anyone would like to share another of your impromptu dreams? We're getting soon ready to send another suggestion to the playwrights, but I would love to hear more if anyone else would like to share one.
I did a dream, but I didn't do my own. I think I drifted off and I couldn't quite get, so I did somebody else's. Does
sounds
that
great.
matter?
That
All
sounds
right, let's
ideal.
go for it. Okay. Ronald sat at his old desk that was covered up with crumpled up drafts, crunched up notes, and threads of thoughts. There was no way he could finish the book by the deadline of 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. He had not slept in days and was living off stale coffee and year-old Cheetos. Just for a minute, I'll rest my eyes, he said. The judge stood before him. He felt so small, and the judge's desk and gavel were so enormous. He was in a courtroom, and the air smelled of old law books and bologna lunches. The judge's thundering sentence echoed against the walls. You are sentenced to a life of semicolons, commas, verbs, metaphors, and gerunds.
Brutal
That's all I got.
indeed.
So
And that's not your dream. You wouldn't claim that. Is that Benny Anderson's dream from ABBA?
maybe. I don't know. It's somebody's.
We certainly could have time for one more. Scylla, would you like to share one? Scylla, or anyone else? It is not required. Then let us give the playwrights another suggestion. I would like something that someone has to speak, and that could be a line of dialogue, or it could be an instruction, such as a repeated word, or someone says something. So something to instruct the dialogue, the words that they are writing. Beloved, can you pass me the pepper? A rhyme. It's very open. Something they have to do with dialogue. Any other suggestions? Well, palindrome. Any other lines you'd like them to say? Yes, that. I'm going to suggest to them. I didn't catch that. Did you know? Say, fine is the day that begins with sunrise. Hum a few bars of Pachelbel's Canon in D. Going to throw them line. I'm looking over all these. Sorry, of yes, that. And then I'm going to use one of these again. Oops. We were behind time. We're going to try yes, that, and we're going to throw in a few minutes that someone hums a few bars of Pachelbel's Canon in D as well. So in the meantime, 10 minutes, they will do that. We have another game to play. This is a dialogue game for you, a little different from what you've been doing earlier. And it's what we sometimes refer to in improv as a hoop game, because it has a technical challenge. But I think sometimes that's fun to release your imagination. And the technical challenge is very, very simple. Each character who speaks must include a word from the last character's speech. So it just has to somehow include the word that was said before. And if you want some prompt ideas, There are many events that happened. You don't have to take one of these, but many events happened on the 16th of December. Back in 1653, Oliver Cromwell is named Lord Protector of the Commonwealth. 1707 was the last time Mount Fuji erupted. 1773 was the Boston Tea Party. Then nothing happened until 1978 when Cleveland defaulted on $14 million of loans. The Who announced it would break up in 1983. And in 2019, All I Want for Christmas Is You reached #1 25 years after Mariah Carey recorded it. These are all events that might prompt your scene. They do not have to. But the goal of this scene is each character must include a word that the last character has spoken. Off you go in your dialogue. We should begin bringing them to a close, so we'll have a chance for one more suggestion to the playwrights, the off-screen playwrights. Okay, should wind them up so we can get one more answer. How are we doing? Pencils coming down. Maybe a scene interrupted. Would we like to try and give the playwrights one more suggestion of a prop that suddenly appears towards the end of their play? Just if you have any ideas for props they might use to throw into the chat, and then we'll hear some dialogue on. A tulip. Lovely. A coffee cup. Toothbrush. A toothbrush. Any other pack of lifesavers? We're going to go with any other suggestions? Dryer lint. All right, you're going to have them put a coffee cup in their 3 minutes remaining. Oh, one red mitten. A wonderful suggestion. But just something that will not, oh, we'll see. We'll see what happens to them. In the meantime, who would like to start off with a dialogue? I'd love to hear some of these dialogues with that particular challenge. Laura, you have the look of someone who might like to read. Oh, yeah, there you are.
I have the look of someone who's old enough not to care if she makes a fool of herself. But
it can never happen.
You're generous. Okay. Galloping, panting, near hysterical, Paul Revere rides into the central square. He waves his tri-cornered hat in the air as he shouts for the gathered Bostonites' attention. The British are coming! The British are coming! I've been pounding the untrod byways, inhaling the soil and the tiny insects of the air. I need something to drink or I shall pass out before I complete my mission. A man in the crowd. Here, sir, a cup of tea for you. Your mission is too important. It won't do if you pass out. And that's as far as I got.
That's as far as you need to get. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, and evocative. I see a hand raised from Natasha Korda. Would you like to read a dialogue for us?
What? What? What did you say? What do you think I said? What you always say when what? When you know what? What? Whatever. Whatever you want. Whatever I want. Whenever what you want is what you say you want. That's my philosophy.
A reincorporation sine qua non. Another. Let's get some more in there. That was brilliant. Let's get some more in. They have 1 more minute to go. We're not going to rush. Yes, indeed, Celia.
Okay. Hey, are you going to the store? Store? Why would I go get groceries? Groceries are not what I'm asking you to buy. Buy me something extravagant. Extravagant things are not at Kroger's. Kroger's has filet mignon, lobster tails, and red wine. Wine makes you throw up. Up I go to Kroger's. Sure you don't want anything? Anything that can be purchased at Kroger's, I do not want. But if you go to Tiffany's, I'd like a gold bracelet. Bracelets are expensive. Expensive things are worth it.
They are. The wait is well worth it. Anyone else? Karen, Julia.
Sure, I'll go. Short. Let's see here. Oh, sounds like we're at time.
We are time, but
Um,
we have time to
okay.
read.
Take the Boston Tea Party. It was a fight for representation and to be heard. Fights are often useless and counterproductive. Useless? To stand for what you believe in? What would happen if we just ignore the signs? Oh no, not that again. I'm telling you, it's not a sign. You are failing to see the clear evidence. The sign is there. Our neighbor is a spy. Mrs. Lewis is just a yoga teacher who holds classes in her back patio. She's not a spy or a threat.
Beautiful, sort of interweaving of it throughout the dialogue. And while we wait for the others, Julia, have you one for us?
Sure, super short. So Roger starts by saying, Pete, I'm worried. We've had a good run. Let's cash it in. You're burning it at both ends and smoking the middle. And Pete says, middle age needs medicating. Roger, even in the band, you've been wanting a solo career. And Roger says, car's here. We'll talk about this another time.
Exactly the kind of dialogue that's forcing that. I love the urgency of it that creates the echoes that are created by it. 45 minutes like that disappeared right away. So we're going to welcome back our playwrights. This is a chance for the wonderful Jam participants to turn off your video and microphone, and we're going to turn the focus back on them. Hello, playwrights. Great to see you. Sorry about that little puncture with the timing on one of them. I hope that just made it all the more fun. And we are going to cast the plays after we take a 10-minute intermission. But any inspiration to share? All set, ready to cast? Any quandaries?
I'm all set.
Okay.
Perhaps we should say that, or have you already said that we'll be coming back at?
I have not gotten to that point yet. If
Oh.
we are ready and you all are ready, we are going to cast them while everybody else is off camera. So, audience, you get to take a spell, or you can watch the craziness backstage if you want to. But I'm going to start a 10-minute timer while we discuss what the needs are and share the scripts with us. So we'll be back at 8:37. The timer begins. See you for the readings and the world premieres of our new plays in 9 minutes and 54 seconds. Playwrights, shall we?
Yes.
In order of arrival, Laura Livingston, you want to go first? What do you need for your show?
I got two people working one of those lines that, for dinners at holidays at church basements. So character one, Hortense, would you read character one? And Jenny, would you read character two? Valpy, would you read character three? Which kind of changes. There are people going through the line, I think. I'm not sure. I don't remember what I did. Alex, would you be character four? And when you start humming Pachelbel's canon, would you keep it going underneath if it works okay on Zoom?
I'll make it work, certainly. Laura Valpy? Who do you need?
Okay, great. Jenny, will you please read the part of Mabel?
Lovely.
And Hortense, will you please read Danny? And Laura Livingston, will you please read Mrs. Moen?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Jenny King, do you have a cast in mind?
Yes. Alex, if you could read Jason, and Laura Valpy, if you could read Carly, and that's it.
Great.
Only two.
Certainly. And Hortense? You're muted. If you don't know, you're muted.
Okay, so sorry for the delay. And so I would like, let me get, are you reading also, Alex, or no?
I can read, sure.
Okay, Alex, I would ask you to be Ebenezer. And I would like Laura Valpy to be Angelfish, and Jenny King to be Larval Ebenezer, and Laura Livingston to be Bozo.
I cannot wait. Does everybody have the emails you need? We should have one of those emails. We can send them off as soon as you have done any proofing and editing you need to. But we have another 7 minutes, you'll see on the timer. So
Okay, great.
I
further
didn't proofread mine, so sorry. I already sent it.
Oh, please don't. No, I hope he was joking.
That's good.
I really
You
hope he
didn't
was
what,
joking
Joyce? I
because
didn't hear that. You didn't what, yours? Because I already sent mine too.
Proofread it.
Alex said proofread it and edit
Oh,
it.
yeah, no, me neither.
No, I meant sometimes people like to fix little, clarify the names and so on, or reformat. The format is what I meant, but no, they're all set as they are.
Just
So we got a few
repeat
more
the
minutes
parts.
left.
Would you mind if we just repeat like Laura Livingston? I know that I'm doing first reader. If we
I
can-
think I can read it off to you. In mine, Hortense is character 1, Jenny is character 2, Laura Valpy is character 3, and Alex is character 4. In Laura
Okay.
Valpy's, Jenny is Mabel, Hortense is Danny, I'm Mrs. Mullen, and in Jenny King's, Alex is Jason and Valpy is Carly. In Hortense's, Alex is Evan, Valpy is Angel Fish. Jenny King, I missed what it was, but I'm Bozo.
Larval Ebenezer.
Jenny King is Larval Ebenezer.
Ah, Larval. Even better.
I'm excited.
Nice.
All right, here comes my here.
Okay, cool. I'll be back in a few moments. See you soon.
Oh, come on.
Welcome back, audience. Hello, hello. We are back online and ready to hear these brand new plays. Grab your refreshments, join us back in the theater, and while you're gathering, let me take this moment to invite you to join, if you have not already, our Facebook page, Right Away Afterwards. It's for people who've been a part of Right Away's past and present performances. Will be a place for people in future performances together. If anyone would like to continue their conversation about the show, writing in general, spontaneous writing, improv, whatever you like. Now, during the readings themselves, we ask that you keep your cameras off. And if you're using gallery view and you'd rather see only the actors and not a bunch of rectangles with people's names in them, be sure to click on Hide Non-Video Participants. That way you won't see all the off videos of everyone else who's in the Zoom meeting. You can do that by moving your cursor down to the lower left of your screen and clicking on Video Options, scrolling down to the Hide Non-Video Participants option. None of this will affect what the rest of us see, and what we would like to see is the actors who are performing in the plays at the moment on screen only. At the end of each reading, though, we'd love it if you turn on your videos and give your applause and feedback before the next one. So now we're going to review the suggestions that we sent to all the playwrights while they were writing. Playwrights, I hope that you enjoyed the following suggestions we sent, which I'm drawing up on my screen right now. After the prompts that started it, at 10 minutes, we asked that a sound effect be incorporated into the play, and that sound effect was loud gasps. 25 minutes ago, a stage direction was to be incorporated. That stage direction was that a character freezes and then bolts off stage. A few minutes later, the line of dialogue, "Yes, that," was to become a part of the play. And a few minutes after that, a character hummed a few bars of Pachelbel's Canon in D. Canon in D. Then just before the play ends, suddenly, perhaps out of nowhere, appears a prop, a coffee cup. Without further ado, let's see those playwrights in their plays. Laura Livingston, you are first up. Let us know, if you would, what your suggestion was, and tell us if you're going to read stage directions and whatever else you want us to know to enjoy your new play.
All right. I asked for something that can sometimes spook you, and I got sporks. And I'll read stage directions if I don't know, if there's room for them and if they seem necessary. I'll be watching it. My play starts out in the basement of a church. Two people are working the line. Two women are serving to the people going through the line. So we start out with those two women on stage, and I didn't figure out a lot of the staging out about it. So just go for it, everyone. We're in a church basement.
Just put the sporks right there at the beginning of the line. That way people know that they have something to eat with. They don't have to ask and worry about it because they'll keep asking about it. You'll be asking if they want the fried chicken or the baked chicken, and they'll be saying, "Where's the forks?" If you put them at the end of the line.
Okay.
But if they pick them up right away, then they know and their minds are on the food more. To someone, bake or fried chicken, Mr. Johnson? Fried? There you go. Merry Christmas. They all want fried. Anyway.
I don't really like sporks.
Me neither. Why not just have spoon and forks and knives and forks, really? That's all you need. What would you use a spoon for? We're not serving soup or ice cream. Fried? There you go. Maybe Jell-O. But you can eat that with a fork if you try.
I just don't like them. They bother me.
And you can just use regular knives and forks. Put in the dishwasher after. Why do they have to be plastic? Makes a lot of trash, and they're wrapped in plastic, plastic wrapped in plastic. When you've been serving the St. Albans Christmas dinner as long as I have, I don't know, I just start thinking about all the trash it causes. Didn't used to, not so much, but now you'll see with the plastic plates and the glasses and the fried, there you go, and the
Sporks.
yeah, the sporks. Well, you'll see, we'll be bagging trash in plastic bags forever after this is over.
Evelyn,
What? What's wrong, Lucinda?
can I just
What is it?
Fried chicken, that's all. Lots of gravy.
can we just switch places?
Well, we could, but then you'd be serving the chicken. Are you sure you want all that responsibility on your first St. Albans Christmas dinner?
Can we just switch?
Well, sure we can, but what is it?
I don't know. I just don't want to stand so close to the sporks. They're making me nervous.
Fried beans, more, no potatoes.
Say again?
I know it's crazy, but I just switch with me.
He
All
put
right.
Evelyn into her spot.
Is there something in the sporks?
No, it's the sporks. They're making me think of high school.
Well, okay. Well, high school is nothing to be afraid of, really.
I know.
Feeling better?
Sure.
She freezes,
Lucinda?
then bolts off stage.
Lucinda? Lucinda? It's her first St. Albans Christmas dinner.
I'd like the fried, please.
There you go. Oh, and the green beans and the mashed. Lucinda!
Fried. Mashed. No beans. More gravy.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I can do this.
Well, look, the line. People are waiting.
I know. I'm sorry, everyone. I've never served the St. Albans Christmas dinner before. I thought it would be a great thing to do on my first Christmas alone.
Oh, she's alone.
Poor lady.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, poor
Yeah,
thing.
that's tough to be alone.
Yeah.
Honey.
Yeah.
What
My
happened?
husband, he
Died?
left me. And now I'm 40 and he's off to Bora Bora with what's her name, and it's just like high school.
I had a great time in high school. I wish I could go back. My first day was
Mine was awful. My first day, no one sat at my table at lunch. I was alone with a spork.
yes, that.
I didn't know how to use it. I'd never seen one before.
You were traumatized by everyone laughing at you as you tried to figure out how to use a spork.
I figured it out in a second. It's no big deal. It's just, I was looking at the spork, wondering if I'd always be alone. The lunch ladies looked so alone and pathetic.
Hey, I'm a lunch lady. When I'm not here at the St. Albans dinners for all the holidays.
Sorry. Maybe I was wrong about the loneliness of lunch ladies. I was just a kid. What did I know? And yeah, when I got married, walking down the aisle to Pachelbel's Canon and D,
Dum, 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 dum. I didn't. When people are lonely, it just seems like the right thing to say. Hum. Dum, dum,
well,
dum,
when I got
dum,
married, I thought, now
dum,
that can't happen to me.
dum.
I'll have someone who will always love me. I won't be a pathetic, lonely lunch lady. Sorry.
Ah, it's okay. I am pretty lonely. Here, have a cup of coffee.
Fried or baked?
Oh, thanks. Baked, please.
Really?
Suit yourself.
This actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's as far as I got. Thank you,
Want to
everyone.
get further? Hey, may I just impose as a host? If it comes up again, this is a complicated one. To hear multiple people speaking at once, those of you on Zoom, you got to trigger something called original sound. It's up in the right hand corner, and it allows you to hear a bunch of things at once. So we may have drowned out some of the dialogue there with our humming.
Actually,
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm gonna turn that. I'm gonna do that right now.
It's super complicated.
I got it.
Where do you see this? I'm not seeing this.
Well, you know,
your cursor
for
has
posterity, that may be more than we want to pursue right now, but it's up in the upper right hand corner. Original sound from musicians on.
You just have to float your cursor up to the right, and it's to the left of the thing that says view, and it pops up, I think.
Static right now. Oh, it went away.
Point is, for those of us doing the reading, it may not matter so much. It might matter for some of our audience if you want to hear everything that's happening in the meeting at one point. It also means that if an ambulance goes by, you're going to hear it. Or if I start typing, a letter to my therapist, you're going to hear it. But, what are the chances, really?
Well, I'm on the ground floor at 86th Street, so the ambulance is pretty likely. But let's go. Let's keep going.
Okay. Laura Valpy, you have a play to introduce.
Sure. My suggestion was first grade teacher. There's not too much to set up. I don't know. It's a short little play, and it will start with Jenny and Hortense reading, and then Laura will come in later.
Oh,
And I'll get myself off and I'll read the couple, not too many sage directions. All right, and it takes place in a coffee shop. Take it away.
Why couldn't the principal have been giving perspective tours yesterday? Yesterday was what I always dreamed of, better than I dreamed. There was this moment just before lunch when the children were all cleaning up their work areas and the low, bright winter sun was streaming in the windows in this magical way. And Chocolate Chip, our hamster, started doing something silly, I guess. And normally when that happens, the kids go kind of berserker bananas, and they start begging to let him out and roam around in his little ball. But yesterday they were just quietly gathered around his little cage. There were a few little oohs and ahs, but the children just observed and smiles all around. And then we were off to lunch, a sophisticated little bunch, happily going through their day.
Sounds horrible. Oh, you poor thing. I'm so glad you called me. Your life is so hard.
I'm getting to it.
Yeah, I can tell. Yesterday was great, but today totally sucked. And that's when the principal showed up with a new family and something awful and out of control was going on.
Well, yes.
And you're worried that the principal thinks you can't keep control of your classroom.
I can't. I don't know what happened yesterday, but it wasn't thanks to me. Most days are like today. Screaming, pushing, whining, yelling, bathroom accidents, snack drama.
I'm going to tell you that it'll get better.
I want you to tell me it's okay to quit. That I'm not cut out for it, and I never will be.
Put out to be a first grade teacher. You never were, and you never will be. You should quit.
Oh my God, Danny. You're not actually supposed to.
I did what you said. See? You could be a great teacher. Just tell the kids what you want.
I don't know what I want. I want them to listen and do the assignments. And I don't know, just be happy.
If your first grade teacher told you that's what she wanted of you, would it work?
My first grade teacher?
Mabel freezes, then bolts off stage. The lights dramatically change. We are no longer in a coffee shop. It is now a play yard, and there are sounds of children playing. I can say that Danny is off too. And young Mabel runs back on stage. Young Mabel runs on stage. She is looking for something. She can't find it anywhere. Distraught, she sits down and cries. Mrs. Moen, a teacher nearing retirement, approaches. Mabel wipes her tears as Mrs. Moen sits next to her.
I'm a little petunia. Oh, I'm a little petunia in an orchard, onion patch, an onion patch, an onion patch. I'm a little petunia in an onion patch, and all I do is cry all day.
What's a petunia, Mrs. Moen?
I think it's flower.
And it's crying?
Well, I suppose she's feeling sorry for herself because she doesn't want to be surrounded by a bunch of onions.
Don't onions make you cry?
Only when you cut them.
Does she cut them?
Well, the song doesn't say. Would you?
Maybe. Onions are gross.
Are they? I don't know. They sure are sturdy. And as we know, they have many, many layers. And they are loved in so many beautiful, wonderful foods. Hey, Mabel, do you like spaghetti? With a nice red sauce?
Yes.
Onions are a key ingredient in your spaghetti sauce, and so many delicious things.
Really?
Maybe our little Petunia doesn't realize that she doesn't need to be afraid of the onions around her. Maybe if she really looked at them and saw how much they look up to her and love being around her, maybe she'd stop feeling sorry for herself. What do you think?
Yes, that. That song.
Oh, just something tried and true, tried and true.
The lights dramatically change back into the coffee shop.
Danny?
Danny is back.
Yes. Oh, hey, you back? You drifted off someplace.
Yeah, to the onion patch.
Sorry?
I'm the petunia, obviously.
Obviously?
Obviously. And I love my little onions.
I think you've had enough coffee.
Danny takes Mabel's coffee cup from her, and Mabel hums Pachelbel's Canon in D. The end. Thanks, you guys. Thank you for the reading.
I love a dream
So
sequence,
cute.
a memory sequence in a
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
only possible. Most marvelous. Jenny King, do you have a play for us?
I do. So, my Jason and Carly, that's Alex and Laura Valpy, y'all start on stage and I'll read the stage directions as needed. Okay, here we go. Jason and Carly sit bankside. They face the audience, fishing into an imaginary creek. Jason holds a coffee cup in one hand that he sips from a bit too loudly. Then there's silence, a comforting stillness. Until
So this is it.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Cool. And how long do we do this?
As long as we want.
Right. Okay. And how long is that?
You're already bored. I knew it.
No, not at all. No, I'm just losing interest.
Pretend you're meditating. This is honestly no different than those $45 drop-in yoga classes you take in Soho.
Those are air conditioned,
Fine, hot yoga.
and their showers have like Kiehl's products.
I'm sorry I didn't take you to a 5-star spa. If you want to leave, you can totally.
No. I'm in this with you, babe. I'm right here connected, one with the water, one with a fishing pole, one with the fishes.
At this yoga studio, we recite our mantras silently.
Right, yeah. Absolutely. Ah!
What is it?
I thought I had a fish, but I don't.
Okay, this probably isn't going to happen, but just in case, if you think you have a fish again, don't react like you just witnessed a national tragedy.
Sorry, I got so excited. Just I might actually catch a fish. Suddenly I was like a caveman providing for his clan, you know?
Unfortunately, fishing has that effect on men. Now, you'll be lucky to catch a tadpole.
Well, that's okay. I love tadpoles.
You do?
Yeah. Now they have so much potential and they don't even know it. They don't even know how much they're going to transform to become a completely different animal that lives in a completely different configuration of, H2O. All that talent, and they think they're just like these tiny insignificant nothings with no story to tell.
You really think all that about tadpoles?
Of course. What?
You still surprise me.
Good surprise, bad surprise.
Good one. This time.
Thanks. Oh my God.
Without warning, Jason bolts off stage, leaving his fishing pole and coffee cup askew in the grass. As he runs off,
Where are you? Jason?
but he's gone. She's still for a moment, completely confused. She picks up his pole and holds both of their lines steady. She looks into the water.
Here, little tadpoles. Can you do Jason a solid and just jump on the line? We'll put you back. I promise.
Hey, sorry about that.
He walks back casually on stage and grabs his pole from Carly.
What the hell was that?
Oh, I just I can't tell you.
What?
Nothing, don't worry about it.
Okay. So listen, do you want to do Christmas Eve with my parents and then maybe Christmas Day lunch with your mom? We can switch. If you think your mom would like Christmas Eve better.
I don't think she'll care as long as we remember to bring an ornament for the exchange.
I will never forget again, believe me.
I personally think she loves having your 2019 car freshener on her Christmas tree every year.
She'll never let me live that down.
Maybe we can find something even better to top it this year.
He smiles at her. She smiles back. His line tugs.
Babe, don't freak out now, but I think you have something.
What do I do?
Reel it in. Slowly.
She stands behind him and guides his hand to start.
There you go.
Like a parent with a kid's bike, she takes her hands off and lets him learn.
Yes.
I'm totally doing this. All of a sudden, I want to buy a gun and own a deer license and clean out my gutters.
You don't own a home.
Okay, clean out my apartment baseboards.
Almost there.
And
The tiniest tadpole is attached to his hook.
You did it. You actually caught a tadpole.
Tonight we feast.
This is honestly impressive in its own way.
That is the saddest compliment I've ever gotten. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, I guess I should put it back.
Yes. Wait,
What?
I think this is a moment to be remembered. I think we should make this little guy our Christmas ornament this year.
Really?
Your mom's gonna love it. Or I'm gonna love the look on her face when she pretends to love it.
All right. Hey, sorry, little fella. But your life is going to a noble cause.
And you'll have the best view of Christmas morning. I'll make sure of it.
Jason begins humming to the tadpole.
Bum, 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 bum,
Is that
bum.
Huckabell's Canon?
Yeah, I keep hearing it and thinking about it, about us experiencing it together.
Experiencing the canon?
Yeah, like maybe on a certain day where you walk down a certain path, some might say aisle towards me, wearing a certain garment in a very particular color.
Oh,
Sorry, I I had to run back to the car. I forgot something.
Jason gets down on one knee. He pulls out a ring box. End of play.
Oh.
so romantical.
Aw, so romantical.
Romance with tadpoles.
Yes. Nice.
I
Tadpoles
love a
are the
romantic
creatures of love.
tadpole story.
We are about to reach our last reading. And before we do, let me remind the audience that there will be a talk back afterwards. It is not obligatory, but we will all be still here on the Zoom for a little bit to chat about anything about writing, about any questions you have, and so on. So by all means, stick around. And last reading, Hortense, what do we need to know?
Okay, this is a play that I've just written in this past 45 minutes. The working title is Eel Be Loving You Always. My prompt, I asked for a marine creature and I selected eels. And I think, Alex, you're going to be Ebenezer. And let's see now, Laura Valpe, I think. Yes, you were Angel Fish. And Jenny King, you are Larval Ebenezer. And Laura Livingston, you are Bozo, a clownfish. And all characters can be any gender on the spectrum. And this occurs on a cramped clump of coral on the southern tip of Bora Bora. The time is the present. And I will read the stage directions. Are we all ready, everyone? All right.
Are we on stage, or some of us are off, right, to start?
Starts with Ebenezer, and then Angel Fish, and eventually we get the other characters, as you'll see in the script. Okay. Okay, at Rise, we see Ebenezer snoozing away near the opening in a coral head. They begin to snore loudly. Angel Fish appears and wakes Ebenezer, causing them to produce loud gasps.
Whoa! Who the hell are you? What are you doing in my home?
There, Ebenezer. I'm Angel Fish, or the ghost of coral reefs past.
I don't want any.
What?
Whatever it is you're selling, don't want any.
I'm not selling anything.
Then what do you want?
I'm here to remind you of what life was like in the before times.
What's the before times?
The before times is the moment in time when this coral reef was colorful and housed a variety of different aquatic creatures other than yourself.
What does that have to do with me? I didn't do anything.
That's just it. It's not just you. Nobody did anything. That's why I'm appearing to everyone to give them a nudge. Don't be so touchy.
Who's touchy? I wake up in my own house, and there you are, creeping me out like one of those flat-headed fish.
Let's not be shaming our flat-headed friends.
I'm just saying.
Well, first of all, this isn't your house.
Yes, it is. Now scram.
Ebenezer freezes and then bolts off stage. That is further into their lump of coral reef.
Get back here, Ebenezer. You're going to like what I have to show you.
Who says?
I say, and I'm the only thing resembling a friend that you've got. Now, follow me.
Angelfish swims off and Eben Eelzer reluctantly follows. They stop at another coral head where we see a larval Eben Eelzer. Oh, sorry, forget that line. That is Angelfish.
You recognize who that is?
Angelfish and Eben Eelzer huddle together. Suddenly, Eben Eelzer's eyes light up to
That's
Angelfish.
Mini-Me.
That's right. Go say something to them. What would your older self say to your younger self?
Hey, you little Ebenezer, don't worry so much. It's going to be all right.
Who the hell are you? What are you doing in my home?
Yeah, they're insufferable. Youth.
Just talk to yourself. Be patient.
I'm here to let you know that it's all right to just do what you do. It's gonna be all right.
Easy for you to say, you old eel. It's hot as hell in here. I remember eating my sushi cold.
This isn't me in the past. This is Mini-Me in the future.
Yeah, we're switching up the narrative structure a bit because I'm under a damned time constraint. Gotta get my message across in 45 minutes.
Why the hell would you want to take on such a breakneck pace? It's inhuman.
I know, right? I'll complain to Marine Resources tomorrow, but right now I've got a message to convey.
Oh, hell, Angelfish. Okay, let's get on with this. Give me a hint or prompt or something to continue with this little bottom feeder.
I don't know. Try a bit of Meisner technique.
Seriously.
Yeah, maybe it'll bring out something authentic and real in your younger future self.
All right. What the hell? I'll try anything except method acting. Please, God, no. I'll go with a Meisner.
Yes, that.
Hey, you look perturbed.
Repeat.
Hey, I look perturbed.
Hey, you look perturbed.
Repeat.
Hey, I look perturbed.
Hey, you look perturbed.
Repeat.
Hey, I look perturbed.
Hey, you look perturbed.
Repeat.
Hey, I look perturbed.
Hey, you look perturbed.
Hell yeah, I'm perturbed.
Hell yeah, you're perturbed.
Hey, I look perturbed.
Hey, you look perturbed.
Hell yeah, I'm perturbed.
Hell yeah, you're perturbed.
This is dumb.
Repeat.
No. This is dumb. Larva Ebenezer is trying to tell us something, and we can't seem to hear it.
Just then, Bozo swims by and hums a few bars of Pachelbel's canon in D.
That's so beautiful. What is it?
That's Pachelbel's canon in D.
That was so inspiring. I think I know what you're trying to tell me, larval Ebenezer.
You do, Big Me?
Yes, I think I do.
What is larval Ebenezer trying to tell you?
He's trying to say it's hot as hell down here. Do something to prevent the ocean waters from rising above the temperature of what am I trying to say?
Angelfish suddenly appears holding a coffee cup.
Might this help?
Hell yeah! I'm trying to say, save our coral reefs.
Please
be aware
here
of rising global temperatures
that are
affecting everyone on the planet.
That's surprisingly relevant and socially conscious. I thought I was going to remind you to get nice presents for your family.
Oh, that too.
Okay, my work is done. Happy holidays, everyone.
Lights fade, end of play for now. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Oh, I like the comment in this chat. It says Eels Freud was perturbed. They only have sex in their last year of life and they die soon after reproduction, if I'm not mistaken. Well, thank you, Janella Strau,
Yeah.
our eel professional here. That was fun. Thanks, guys. You brought it to
Most
life.
fun, most fun.
While we're saying thanks, I'd like to thank the entire audience for coming. And I'd like to thank for those who make contributions to our company, Freestyle Repertory Theater, and to Synergy Theater off on the West Coast. I'm super happy we've had a playwright and at least one audience member circle back with us for the first time in like years. And I love seeing the people return and new people jump up and join us. Thank you all for coming.
Yay! Woohoo!
I'm going to put in the chat some links that you can follow to keep in touch and look at both companies' works as well as the Right Away Afterwards Facebook group. And notice that our next show, which I keep telling people is Monday, November 18th, because that's a legacy, in fact, is going to be Monday, January 27th. I'm going to fix it now. 2025. Can you believe it is right upon us? Right Away is right on our, not our heels. It's right on our nose. When we will have a mystery host and cast a week after the inauguration. So follow those links. Register now at the link that we shared in the chat. And the playwrights, thanks for being back. A great round of applause for all of you. If you're staying for the talk back, feel free to turn all your videos back on, everyone. If you're leaving us now, thanks so much for coming, and we will see you next month.
Thanks, everybody.
What inauguration. I love it.
There was a big storm while we were writing. I don't know if y'all saw, all the wind was like storming. There was like rain, and now it's all calm again.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is a truly remarkable setting you have behind you.
I feel very lucky to be here. This is an Airbnb and it's pretty sweet.
Wow.
On swimming pool and the stairs down to the beach. Crazy.
Super crazy. Well, for our discussion, we have several participants, some on video and some not, but a few people sticking around. I'm dying to know, we threw some things at you, some of them quite definite, and some of them like the quote, the yes, that, more vague. I'm dying to know how it went for the playwright tonight.
I loved that line. That I was really excited because it is such a specific and vague line at the same time that I was like, oh, it's going to be exciting to see. We're all going to use that very differently. So I was excited to see where that popped up in every script.
I was too. It was
Yeah.
really fun to see it.
I agree with Jenny. Like every time a prop came, it was usually just when I was running about thinking about what was the next line I'm going to write. And then that would come in and be like, oh, okay, another line to put in. It was great.
That is usually my experience, but tonight it just seemed to be like, well, yeah, that's the next, it just seemed to like slide right in, they were serving food, coffee cup, makes sense. Yeah, everything just seemed to just flow right in for me and maybe kind of make it happen a little faster. But I don't know. I don't know how that happens sometimes.
Who made them up? Like who made up the prompts? Did the audience members make up the prompts? Oh, and how were they selected? Just by fiat?
By fiat. Fiat is the word. I was
Okay.
completely imposing, but it was particularly challenging in some of them, which is why that 15-minute prompt came at 12 minutes, with 12 minutes to go. they were really fun. You should look in the chat and see what people suggested. And it is a little bit of a what just strikes you as won't be too disruptive. Well, I had my own logic for it. But there was a wonderful group of jammers tonight. A couple of them are witnessing, and Lori and Julia, you of course are more than welcome to join the chat. You don't need to stay off video if you don't want to.
Alex, I'll just take a moment. It looks like, I mean, people who watch the video don't see the chat, but it looks like when you ask for an object, other things besides a coffee cup that were suggested were a tulip, a toothbrush, pack of Lifesavers, dryer lint, dirty socks, one red mitten. So, you know, a bunch come up and the host usually just picks one and throws it at us.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's right.
I think you did us a bit of a kindness there by choosing the coffee cup, because some of those other ones would have been, dirty socks would have been a bigger curveball, I feel like.
Well, I'll admit that I was not unconscious that it was going to show up with 2 minutes to go. I was feeling so bad. There was supposed to be another suggestion, and I just, you know, we didn't get that. Things happened. So there it was.
The time always goes so fast on that end. I mean, on both ends, but I just always remember in the hosting and the writing jam, geez, that time goes fast.
If we have audience members still here, it looks like we do. I'd like to ask them questions too. I know some things will be answered because I always go back and look at the jam and see what happened. But I think we have, who's here still? We have people who've been here a lot.
Lori's in and Julia's in now.
Oh, okay. I just want to know if things in the jam surprised you. The things you were asked to write. Yeah, Julia.
I always just love hearing what the other members come up with, like what other people write. There's always a lot of talent that just shows up with people thinking wonderfully creative things. So that's part of why I love to do this, because it's just fun to get out of your own head and just get to hear what other people are thinking.
And the topics that Alex threw at us for each game, they all resonated for me this evening. And I guess I got in my own way thinking too much, gee, I have to put this together quickly. So instead of putting it together quickly, I thought about putting it together quickly, but it was fun. You know, in my head, I wrote something after writing one sentence on paper, you know, but there were all things I would like to continue with, you know, expand a little bit, spend a little more time on. Because one of the, that's all. I guess that's about it. That covers it, I think.
I always think that that it doesn't matter, especially in the jam, because you write it so fast and then you read it, you know, after only just a few minutes. It doesn't really matter what you write. That part of what's so interesting to me when I'm running the jam is just the different ways, the different way it flowers. But I do think, Julia, that over the years, I don't know if I've become more appreciative or, you know, people do return and they may be more comfortable and write more or something that, and certainly with the playwrights, I do kind of over the years sometimes feel like the level has gone up, and it actually starts to scare me. I'm actually I keep saying it doesn't matter, just write anything, but it's very hard for me to remember that. And in fact, when I said that I find myself sometimes having stage fright, even though I've done a lot under a lot of different circumstances. I really had stage fright tonight. I was walking around here just having to be talked off the ledge a little bit because I don't know. I guess we do that on purpose to ourselves. You know, we thrill ourselves, we challenge ourselves, and every so often I go like, oh my gosh, I've gone too far.
I think it's terrific when you were reading the plays that each of you wrote, how each of you in your parts I think without really having any time to look it over before, read so that it made sense. There was flow. And I think like you're just all right, for each other and for yourselves.
I love that entrance, Alex, of the eel, the sideways entrance when you came back in.
I'm always really impressed at how clear the plays, almost invariably they are. And I don't know whether it's unique to maybe because they're not overthought. So there's something very immediate about the the character's circumstance in these. And again, I don't know if that's more so because they're written so fast if it reads, but it's always really obvious. I mean, a way to play them, maybe not the way the playwrights want, but they're very, very clear.
Thank you.
Super
Yeah,
fun.
they're a lot of fun. I like how this framework, this format allows me to turn off my internal editor. My internal editor is my worst critic, and it shuts me down so much. And so when I have a tight deadline like this, and this happens in life in general, I always ask myself, why do I wait to the last minute, until I'm near the deadline to do something? And it was my partner who finally figured it out. He said, it's because your internal editor shuts everything down. And when you're, butt up against a deadline, it finally is forced to shut up and allows your writing to flow. And I think that's absolutely true from what I can tell, that, a tight deadline just makes me stop second guessing myself and overwriting, overthinking, all of that just goes away, and it's just pure writing fun. So thank you for that opportunity to allow me to just play.
Yeah, can we use that as like a promo spot for
Sure, absolutely.
what is that not good for? That's so brilliant.
Can I take a picture of everybody, a screenshot, if everyone smiles? 1, 2, 3. Yay! Awesome. Just for my memory, for my records. But if people don't mind, does anyone object if I shared it on social media?
Please, I
Anyone-
don't do the social media that I should for my company. So anybody doing anything, I say yes,
And
please.
Julia, Lori and Julia.
Tag me as
That's fine. It
tag
would
me
be
as
my
Adrian
very
Brody,
first
please.
time. I always say no. Oh no, except for one organization that I'm involved with. But please, by all means. And
Awesome. And fellow playwrights, is that okay with you guys?
Of
If
course.
I- Yay! It's a nice record, to remind myself, because I remember looking at, my script from last year, and I was thinking, I wish I took a picture of us, it's a little snapshot in time,
Somewhere you can find that online too. I could, well, it would be on Synergy Theater's YouTube page it would be Right Away December would be part of the title.
Oh, cool. Good
Yeah.
to know. Thank you.
I've gone back to those more than once to revisit sometimes some very scary moments.
I go back to the Jam because it's such a weird show. I mean, the playwrights don't know at all what happened in the first half, except a word that gets sent to them. And I'm looking forward to watching this one because Alex, he throws in screens and technical stuff, having done so many Zoom shows during the lockdown. Metropolitan Playhouse did a 1-act a week on Zoom for I don't know, 2 years? Was it 2 years?
Not even. It was over a year, but it was not even a year and a half. But there was a lot of it.
Longer than we thought it was going to be when it started.
Yeah, quite a lot more than we thought.
And Alex started making Zoom kind of the art form. What else can we do if people are slapped on a screen, not together. It's pretty fun.
Well, there is stuff. You will see there are things that happen. There's stuff I didn't even use. You know, I thought this was going to be a whole jam. Never happened.
I love it.
Because I just waste time. You know, I'm so interested in everybody's reading. Everybody wrote such complicated and fascinating and very different stuff. It was just, we only got through a couple of the games I wanted to do. But they're really, really interesting.
Whoa,
You
there's
had-
a big. Can you
I'm
see
sorry.
the? Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say they were great games, Alex.
Oh, that's
And-
sweet of you. Thank you.
What were you going to say, Hortense?
Oh no. I was just saying like there's a big storm. Like you can see the rain on the pool.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
But it just happens like really short, a short time each day, and then it clears up and it's all blue sky again. So
I have such a disconnect. I keep having to be reminded that what is behind you is real. It's
all
not-
right.
Yeah.
They look saver.
Yeah, at first I thought you were using one of those, Zoom backgrounds. And
I know. It's so much fun. Yeah. I don't know if anyone has ever seen that movie Couples Therapy. It's a Vince Vaughn movie. It's on Netflix, but they shot it in Bora Bora. And that's when, like, earlier this year, I was with my partner, like, where we're going to go for winter break. And we're like, we want to go there. But we're not staying at one of those 5-star hotels. We don't have that kind of cash inflow. But, the Airbnbs are very reasonable and it's great. I don't think a lot of Americans have discovered this place yet because it's French Polynesia. So, like, a lot of the services are in French, but the food is also in French. Like hot baguettes at the gas station for 50 cents. Can you imagine? Because it's subsidized by the government. So they make sure everyone can afford bread. Why can't we do that in our country? I know.
that becomes the bigger and bigger question.
Yeah, there's that. Mhm.
But having said bread, you make me realize that we've been here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. And I don't know if it's the same in Bora Bora, but we find that no matter where in the US people have been doing right away, we all get hungry at this point. The Californians are ready for dinner, and so are the New Yorkers. All on our different clocks here, but a couple of hours right away, we're all hungry. I have to say, too, it made me laugh to see my play and realize as you were reading it that I used the words right away, like immediately, but I spelled it WRITE away.
I noticed that. I was like, oh.
I didn't notice I'd done that until that moment.
That's so funny.
I thought it was hilarious. Which play was it where someone said, yeah, and they ran away with someone to Bora Bora?
That was me.
It was funny.
And the lunch lady treasuring her first day of high school, that was something, a suggestion that didn't get taken at the beginning. I thought, oh, what was something you'd like to come back? And I think it was Karen Adams said, my first day of high school. And I thought, really? What a magical childhood you must have had. But
Cringe-inducing moment for me.
anyhow, everyone, thank you all for being here. I just enjoy so much getting together, and I love it that you all jump in on it and make it happen. But it's time for dinner.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
and be
all.
well. Happy holidays.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Lori and Julia. Wonderful, wonderful jam.
Take care, everybody.
Happy New Year. Merry
Happy
Christmas.
New Year.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy
Yes.
stuff I don't even know about.